I go over the graphic. Stand by. 5 seconds. You're live.
All right.
Bring it to the side now.
This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. This is the December 11, 2024 meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission. This is being operated as a hybrid format under Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022. The public can join the meeting remotely by dialing 1-408-650-3123 and then entering access code 942-845-549. Or you can join via computer at global.go-to-meeting.com/join/942-845-549. All supporting materials for tonight's meeting have been provided to the commissioners, and they're also available on the town's website, and the public is encouraged to follow along using the agenda that was also posted on our website. My name is Michael Garland. I'm chairman of the Conservation Commission. And before we begin, let me confirm who will be attending and participating in tonight's meeting. Michelle Koros.
Here.
Megan Langley.
Here.
Chris Carey.
Here.
Mark Sclermo.
Here.
Tom Fallon.
Here.
All right. Please note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television, and I would like to remind the audience, applicants, town administration, and each of us to please refrain from asking questions in regard to all matters discussed this evening without first being granted my consent. So much power.
Yeah.
In any event, the first item on tonight's agenda is a 7 p.m. public hearing. Dion and Lindita Spiro request a determination of applicability to trim trees at 35 Potter Farm Road. I'm advised that the applicant has requested that the RDA be withdrawn from consideration. So for that reason, it will pass. And now we have to wait until the next public hearing. We can start doing these. So first of all, I'd like to officially welcome Tom Fallon as our new land use coordinator. I think some of you may remember, in fact, you should remember, that Tom has been on the Conservation Commission for many years and most recently as vice chairman. So I can't think of a better candidate or person to be our land use coordinator. And so Tom, I'm very grateful that you are in that position now.
I appreciate those sentiments, Mike.
Yeah, you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and in accordance with that, Tom has prepared a number of meeting minutes from past meetings that were not prepared before his appointment. And we've got 3 minutes, so we can at least knock off one of them.
I thought they looked good.
I did too, and actually I did review them. Why don't we take them in order? The first one is from July 24th of 2024. Any proposed changes?
Not for me.
There being none, is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes of July 24th of 2024?
I propose we accept the meeting minutes without any changes for July 24th of 2024.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That's a vote. And Mark, you need to abstain because you were not on the commission,
Aye.
so. Okay, good. The next meeting minutes we have are for August 14 of 2024. If there are no proposed changes, is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes of August 14, 2024?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I have to abstain because I
have
did
to
not
abstain
attend
too.
that meeting. Okay, and it is now 7:05. The next item on our agenda is Robert Lemansky, a request for determination of applicability for 253 Prospect Street in Auburn. Is there a motion open?
I move to open.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed to vote?
Good evening, Mr. Lewinski. I was going to ask you to sign it. Sure. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Are
If I
you-
may, earlier what you were talking about, Tom, it's just a pleasure to do business with him. And it's so unusual to have so experienced, but when you're there saying, I need to fill this out, whatever, and the guy's great.
Well,
Thank you, Tom.
did he pay you to say that?
No.
Okay. Are you Mr. Lemansky?
Yes, and Robert Lemansky.
Okay, Mr. Lemansky, so tell us what you want to do.
We've got a piece of property there that's in the name of my three sons, and the purpose here is there's going to be a duplex constructed on the site. We've already gone to the planning board, and I've gotten their approval, because you need a special permit for that,
Okay.
which we did. And along the street side, there's some trees that have got to come down, because for the most part, it used to be a field and a garden. And within the street, there's a drainage pipe, and that drainage pipe starts about 300 feet up, and then is totally covered, goes by our property, through our property, then crosses a driveway, and then it becomes an open ditch, or gutter, or whatever you want to call it. That open area has been declared, or at least is being treated as a wetland.
Okay.
And there are other new homes that are, in fact, there's 4 new homes that are just west of us, and all 4 of those homes went through the process here at the Conservation Department. So we're 60, 70 feet away from where the opening is. So the way that our engineer, Jay Du Bois, has set this up is that his plan calls for putting in some protection so that if anything does happen to run off our property, it's caught by, I think there's either hay bales or there's that wattle, I believe is what it's
Straw
called.
wattle, yep.
Yep. So
Okay.
that's what's there.
But you're here strictly for the removal of trees?
The removal of trees and the disturbance of land.
Okay. So what I'm looking at here, sir, is I have a copy of the plan that was done, I think, by your
By
surveyor,
Jay Du Bois, yeah,
Mr. Du Bois.
DC Engineering, yeah,
Okay,
which shows the structure that's not there right now
understood.
in a driveway.
Now, what is your plan for the trees? Are you just gonna cut them to grade or remove the stumps?
Probably the stumps may be very well taken out. Again, there's a lot of little small stuff. There's probably a couple big trees, that's it.
Mhm.
I think they may be cherries or whatever. But again, they've been there a while,
Okay,
because my folks have lived there since a long time, like 58, 59 or whatever. Yeah.
okay. I guess my question is this, are there problems with the trees, or do you just need the trees taken down to facilitate with the construction
Well,
of
the
that
thing,
building?
they're not oaks, they're not elms. It'd be worse if they were pines. I have pines in my yard.
I agree,
They just
sir.
don't last, and they fall apart. You know, I think if they were of a structure to where they are worth saving, we certainly would save them. But they are fairly close to the street. Maybe would reconsider on them, but again, I think that a couple of them are cherry trees, and they're kind of messy. So
Okay,
that's what we're thinking.
all right. I don't have any other questions. Does anyone else on the board have a question?
I do.
Please.
So this submission is just for the tree removal, and you understand that you would have to do another application process for the actual construction.
I think on this that I was posted to the people, it said build and cut trees.
Well, you can't do both, sir. I don't think the plan that you submitted has sufficient information for us to consider. If this is sort of a dual-purpose application, I think we would need more information, and we certainly would need to go out to the property. I think if this is strictly limited to removing the trees, I think there's really no issue.
Yep.
But I think if you want to go beyond that, because we don't really have, you know, you told us before that the building that's shown there is a proposal. It's not like a plan, a specific plan, because I understand, or I think I understand, that the dimensions of that building may change. Is that fair?
Actually, we've gone through quite a bit of searching as far as this building fitting in that area.
Okay.
Granted, it is tight, all right, as far as the setbacks and the sidelines, but that building, I think it's about 62 or 64 feet wide, and that's what makes it work there.
Okay.
If you just want to do the trees tonight, I'm going to, again, with my newfound friend Tom here, I mean, it goes through fairly quick and painless. The only thing is we'd have to do our notices all over again, which is not a huge deal. But, if that's what you want to do, then that's what we'll do.
Well, when would you propose to put this? Let me back up a bit.
Yeah.
So you, in terms of the permitting process, you had to go through, who'd you have to speak to? Did you go to the planning board or ZBA?
No, the planning board. Well, actually, it was the zoning board of appeals.
Okay.
Because it's allowed by zoning, subject to a special permit.
Okay.
So the special permit comes from the Board of Appeals.
Right.
So we went to see the Board of Appeals and, went through their fine.
When did they grant that?
Maybe 6 weeks ago.
Okay, all right. If you would indulge us, my thought is that I haven't been able to get out to the property. If we could just go to the property and take a look-see, perhaps we could, resolve all of the issues that you're raising
Again, if you
tonight.
want to continue this meeting for either 2 weeks or 4 weeks, it's fine with us.
Well, our next meeting, I think, is January 8th, so that would be a suggestion, but you don't have to go along with that if you don't want to.
No, again, if we get 2 for 1, that'd be great.
Okay.
And I do have some questions.
Sure.
Do you have, so you're gonna be obviously digging out a cellar hole. I didn't understand that, and I should have read it better, so
Yeah,
good
yeah.
catch. So you're gonna be obviously digging out the cellar hole and moving all of that dirt away and all
Well,
of that?
again, or just rearranging it.
You're gonna be rearranging,
With
so
the
you're
dirt.
gonna leave all the dirt on the
Right.
premise?
Because this particular building does not call for a full cellar. What it is a duplex with this crawl space down below. So yes, there will be dirt that comes out, but it's not going to be as if it's a full cellar, which you have much more dirt that would have to be spread out over the site.
So how deep would you dig?
We got to get down at least 4 feet as far as frost goes.
Okay.
But a lot of that would be backfilled,
Mhm.
once you come up to grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Could you bring us the plans when?
yes, in fact, I got
Yeah.
I got a pretty picture of it,
Okay.
by all means.
So-
Again, just full
ahead.
transparency here.
Sure.
Is we already have first of all, my youngest son Ross is in the construction business, and my other 2 sons, they're in the restaurant business, but, so we already have, my sons have owned this property since I think it was 2013. And they have a buyer who wants to buy the property and build a duplex. We've already worked it with the buyer. The building that we have is the one that he wants to build there. My son is going to be, is going to be doing the site work with his company. And that's the plan there. I know, and my son Ross does quite a bit of crosswork with Gary Pike, who's done quite a few of these sites here and lives in the neighborhood. So that's the complete plan. So if we want to wait till January 8th is what you say?
Yes, sir.
Fine, we'll come back. I'll have the full plan of the building and the pretty picture and go from there.
Do we have anything on the agenda for January 8th currently?
Nothing yet? Nope.
Okay, so is there a motion to continue the public hearing for Mr. Lemansky to January 8th at 7 PM?
Yes. I move to continue, I can't remember the address. Move to continue this
253 Prospect.
253 Prospect Street to January 8th at 7 PM.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I just, quick question. If this is approved with him as the applicant and his sons as the owner, and then it is sold before the actual construction begins on the condo, would this approval or not, the determination apply, carry over to the new owner?
So, great question. So first thing, I mean, why, I guess, excuse me, Mr. Lemansky's here to determine whether or not he has to file a notice of intent
Right.
under the act. I think a site visit would obviously help us to answer that question, frankly. And so if we make a determination that it's going to be a negative determination, then the answer is they don't have to appear before us. If we believe after doing that site inspection that we have jurisdiction and that the notice of intent should be filed, then that's going to be binding on any subsequent purchaser.
Okay.
Okay?
If I may, just to
Sure.
educate myself here, because I've done notice of intents in the past, and we've had orders of condition.
Mhm.
So by doing the RDA, or whatever it's called,
Right.
there's no orders of condition.
No, if we issue a negative determination,
Yeah.
it means we've concluded that we don't have jurisdiction or that you're not required to file a notice of
jurisdiction.
intent. Well,
Of course
either-
you have jurisdiction within 100 feet.
But my point is that we may determine that what you're proposing is outside the 100-foot buffer zone, or that the activity that you're conducting is de minimis,
Yeah,
okay?
gotcha.
And obviously, if we issue a positive determination, then you're gonna have to file a notice of intent,
Right.
okay?
Right. And I hear where you're coming from. If a new owner comes in there and the person's a slob and pays no attention, then the commission, through the eyes of some inspectors, would have to say what's going on there. It's not what...
Well, we'd issue an enforcement order and we'd stop it
Exactly,
with progress.
exactly. So you always get that. Okay.
All right,
You want me to hand these to Tom?
hold on one second. So there was a motion, there was a second. All those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? It's a vote, and you can give those to Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, this is my... Is your mother Patty?
Call Ross.
Yeah.
Well, mother-in-law.
We're in homeroom for 4 years.
She's like my, oh, you were?
Yeah, tell her Robert Mason said.
I will, I'll do that.
Nice lady.
Yeah, she is.
Is your Uncle Bob? Uncle Bob's still around, right?
He is?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
He is.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you,
Take
Mr.
care.
Lemansky.
Bye.
The next item on our agenda is a 7:10 public hearing, Lyle White, a notice of intent for property at 205 West Street to demolish and construct a new single-family dwelling, replace an existing failed cesspool with the new subsurface sewage disposal system and install new stormwater infiltration system. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed to vote. Mr. Allen,
Good evening.
good evening, sir.
How are you?
Well, how are you?
All right. I'm here as the project representative, wetland scientist for 205 West Street. I delineated the wetlands on the site, prepared and filed a notice of intent. Worked with the project engineer, Jay Finley from Finley Engineering, to develop the plan you have in front of you. And as noted in the project description, there's an existing single-family house on the property. Basically, that'll be demolished, and a new house will be built essentially in a similar footprint, actually slightly further back on the lot, away from the wetland. But all the work associated with the demolition and the new house is outside of the buffer zone. The only work is proposed in the buffer zone is grading for the replacement septic system and just a very small corner of the stormwater infiltration chambers.
Do you know what the vintage is for the cesspool?
The what?
How old is the cesspool?
I believe it's a cesspool, so it obviously predates Title V. It's probably as old as the house.
And how old is the house, any idea?
75, 80 years, probably.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. And it's on a slope, so it probably still works, but obviously doesn't meet, Title V requirements.
I understand.
For new construction.
Sure.
So there's no work within 50 feet. There's erosion control barrier, siltation control is our limit of work, and that's just at or outside of the 50-foot buffer. And again, the only work within the 50 to 100 foot is some of the grading for the septic and grading for the stormwater chambers. We've been through, we have a DEP file number. The DEP commented on the stormwater system, although it's not a DEP requirement, it's a local requirement, stormwater for a single-family house. They just commented on the fact that there was no soil testing for the stormwater system. I spoke to Jay Finley, the engineer. He said the soil tests they used for the septic system were 50 or 60 feet away, and they were relying on those. But if the commission chooses to, through a condition to request that testing be done at the time of installation, they can do that testing and provide that data to the commission before the system goes in.
So will they just fill in the cesspool? How are they doing?
Correct, that's decommissioned in place. Yep.
Okay, all right. I haven't had an opportunity to go out to the property. I'm not sure any of us did either.
Sure.
So I think you know us well enough. If it would be acceptable to your client, I think we'd like to have an opportunity to take a look
Right. I
and
thought you meant-
continue this to our next meeting in January.
Yeah,
Is that
that's fine.
agreeable?
That's fine, and just to continue to update,
Sure.
there is the land disturbance permit has been, minor land disturbance permit issued by the DPW, which includes approval of the stormwater system, so that's in place.
Okay.
And also the Title V, the Board of Health has approved the replacement septic system. So
Excellent.
all those pieces are in place for the project.
Very good.
I guess it's just a matter of you folks taking a look, and I'd be glad to meet you out there
Okay.
if we can find a date and time.
Well, I'm sure we can.
That's fine.
The next couple of weeks may be difficult, but we can
Yeah.
do it
Understood.
before our meeting on January 8th. So in that case, is there a motion to continue the public hearing for Mr. White until January 8th at 7:05 PM?
I move that we continue 205 West Street to 7:05 PM on January 8th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Do we have a copy of that site plan? I couldn't find it in my...
I didn't get one in my
I don't
package
see it
either.
in here either.
Yeah.
An 11 by 17, I'll bring that to the next meeting, I'll get it to you guys.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I'll send it out.
Would you like a full size?
Sure. You can give it to Tom, actually.
I know
We have the smaller ones
I had
as well.
two full size and the 11 by 17.
Yeah.
In the package. Yeah.
So I have there 11 by 17.
Okay. There's a motion, there was a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, vote.
Great,
All right, we will contact you about a site visit, and we'll see you on January 8th.
sounds great.
All right, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Same to you.
holidays.
All right.
The next item on our agenda is Joe Goodman, notice of intent for property located at 9 Maria Avenue. Is there a motion open?
I'll move to open.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Good evening. Hi.
You never signed it, Joe.
So, at our last meeting, we considered your request to reduce the fine that had been imposed for seven or nine? Okay, there's a typo
Oh,
on
seven
the
and,
agenda, right.
Yes, oh,
And so, there was a discussion among the board, and we made a decision not to reduce the fine further. And a letter was sent to you, Mr. Goodman, at Quality Worcester LLC, 42 West Mountain Street, on November 18th. It's not clear to me that you received it, but we also sent a copy, I think, to your wife, Valdette.
Okay.
So, how can we help you?
We brought the payment here.
Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. All right, is that certified?
I mean, it's not certified, no.
Okay. Sir, I trust your intentions, I really do. All right. Why don't we do, well, we can take a vote, and what we'll do is this, we'll close the public hearing on this, and we'll take a vote, and we'll get in touch with you, okay?
Okay,
And you should be all set,
okay,
okay?
so that's it?
That will be it,
All right.
okay?
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, take care. Is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Second?
I'm gonna say motion to close, yeah, motion to close pending.
Well, we'll discuss that when we
Okay, all
issue
right,
the
okay.
decision.
Motion, second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's a vote. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
You too. The next item on our agenda, Timothy Johnson, notice of intent for 25 Mile Street. I'm advised that that matter is going to be continued.
Oh,
And
was he able to take down his house, the house that's on the property?
I don't know.
The house has not come down.
Okay.
Chair.
Do we know the reason why the public
Okay.
hearing is being continued?
There was some,
The chair recognizes Ms. Quell.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So the, for 25 Vinyl Street, the house is there. The owner of the property has applied for a demo permit. It is working through the Board of Health for the septic and the well abandonment.
Okay.
So that is commencing, I'm sorry, it's completing
Okay.
now.
All right.
I
Does-
think I just received the final report that I was waiting for today for the well, and I witnessed the septic abandonment, so we are in good shape.
Okay.
And he doesn't need anything from us, right?
Well, he needs for us to approve his notice of intent.
Okay.
But aside from that, I mean, I think all of the submittals, the reason why this has been continued was for those reasons, to your knowledge.
Also, they're with the planning board right now, and they're still working on the peer review for the civil engineering. I
Okay.
think part of the reason to delay here is they want to make sure they get the driveway and everything where it's going to be.
And that actually, that does impact our decision too.
We went out there and looked at that,
Mhm.
and it looked like it, as long as it's by the stakes and everything else that we looked at, nothing else has changed.
no, everything's,
Okay.
When I was out there are a number of stakes when you come down that gravel driveway. So I know that the owner did mention to me the wetland area, but he did say they'll arrive by whatever conservation.
I mean, is the fire department satisfied with the access?
They haven't received any comments regarding that.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, in that case, since they want to continue the public hearing, is there a motion to continue?
through the chair?
Yes,
I just had to
please.
make one comment.
Go
I
ahead.
did receive from the town engineer, there is a chain link fence that goes around the water, I guess when you're going down the driveway on the left side, I don't know the precise location. but it's their recommendation that we allow them to remove it if they removed it by hand, just because it's more like a nuisance. I guess it's
Okay.
like some kind of an old chain link fence, small sections of it.
All right.
And it was their recommendation that it be removed.
So, I mean, is this chain link fence, what, did they use concrete?
It's an
footings
old,
for it?
it was an old pre-existing, like, it was there for a long time, I guess.
Okay, so I guess I'm confused about when they want to do this, though.
Oh, they haven't even, it was just a recommendation
Okay.
through the thing, so,
All right,
yeah, they haven't, he's still working on getting the house taken down. When he was in this week, I had asked him about that,
All
and
right.
he just said that.
I guess my question would be, I mean, we can continue this to January 8th, and then if we're in a position where we can close a public hearing, we can do that. If they need a continuance, I guess we can continue it again. Any questions?
Through the chair.
Yes, please.
When we were out there, again, that house is pretty, it's pretty beat up, and it looks as though if somebody's willing to take it down with all the kids going in there, I don't think it's a real bad idea. If sooner is probably better.
We actually approved that.
I know, we approved that a long time ago, so if they're waiting for us to approve the entire project in order for that to happen, waiting until January 8th.
They don't have to.
Oh, they don't have to do
No,
that?
they made a
That was my initial question,
They made a
sorry.
specific request to take down the house.
And we gave it
And
to
we
them,
gave them
right? That's
permission
what I
to do that.
thought.
So
Okay,
there's
all
not,
right.
we're not stopping them from doing that.
Okay, all right, that's what I was,
Sure.
okay.
So in that case, is there a motion to continue the public hearing for 25 Isle Street to January 8th at 7:10 PM?
I move to continue 25 Vinyl Street until 7:10 PM on January 8th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. And then the next item on our agenda is Michael Marinus, Inside Engineering for notice of intent for 47 Rockland Road. Now, I understand that this is also going to be continued. What's the status of that? There's an issue with the ZBA, right?
That's going back to ZBA next week to reconsider a previous vote. It's a complicated situation with ZBA, but we'll have some better idea come next week.
Okay, all right. In that case, is there a motion to continue the public hearing for 47 Rockland Road to January 8th at 7:15 PM?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed to vote. Okay. Sir, can I help you?
Greg Woods with the Auburn Water District.
Mr. Woods, good to see you, sir.
Nice to be here.
So, why don't you come on up? So, Mr. Woods contacted me last week about a beaver dam situation. And so we had some discussion in terms of notifications and what the process would be to get authority or permission to remove that beaver dam. So, tell us what's happened with it.
All right, well, I believe I'd sent a site plan. I'm assuming everyone has it in their pocket. So it's between, the water district owns the land that Dunsbrook goes through between Walsh Avenue and Southbridge Street Court. We've got a treatment plant at the end of Southbridge Street Court near the softball field. And then further down on Walsh Avenue at the very end, number 72 is our Walsh Avenue treatment plant with 2 wells there. In between, pretty much parallel to the Southbridge Street Court, there is a beaver dam. And we were notified that by the property owner at 36 Walsh Avenue, saying the water was encroaching on their property. Some pumps were going off. That's kind of what prompted them. The water table is coming up. So since we are the property owner, I believe it's our responsibility to potentially handle this. So we have flooding potential as well as we're in a drought situation. It'd be great to get that water down around our Walsh Avenue wells versus pulling it upstream, upgrading of our Southbridge Street wells. So when met with the Board of Health and I guess the first pass would be to try to take the dam down and find out if the beavers reconstruct it, at which point then we would have to approach, the next step would be to try to have those beavers relocated. But the request would be to go in there and remove the dam and see if that remedies the situation.
Any idea how many animals there are?
No, I don't, not that nobody has seen them that I'm aware of.
Okay, okay.
Wasn't there a problem there a few years ago?
We did in 2018, there was
Oh,
one as
okay.
well, just a little further down,
Okay.
but more towards the Southbridge Street
Right,
Court
right,
side,
right.
and I believe the DPW helped demolish that, that dam, remove it. In this case, it's more on the Walsh Avenue side, and they're not gonna be able to get any equipment in there, it's gonna have to be done by
Okay.
hand. But yeah, it was a very similar issue, and I was not here at the time,
Right.
but I understand that once they took the dam down, that was not reconstructed, there was no beaver activity afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, a few years.
So I had sent you the form, I think from, what was it, Department of Fisheries and Wildlife?
I forget who.
So the question is, I mean, do we even have jurisdiction? You know, that's like the first question I ask pretty much of everything. I mean, if, if you need our permission to go ahead, we will discuss it. I think you're gonna get a positive vote to
Yeah.
go ahead and do that.
Again, I reached out, what was the process before, and I believe Board of Health is for the actual removal of the beavers.
Okay,
And then she said it'd be best to reach out to you to find out whether we had to do anything for the removal of the dam itself.
okay. So, okay, has the Board of Health taken any action with regard to the beavers themselves?
Go ahead.
Through the chair.
Yes, please.
Thank you. So Mr. Woods and I did view the area of concern. He ultimately got the first call from the concerned neighbor on Welsh Ave, and so we did a site visit. You have a great memory, so we have had a problem similar for the water district in the past. A few years back, I actually found the paperwork and shared it with Mr. Woods. If there's going to be an emergency beaver permit, that would be requested through the Board of Health. However, at this time, we would like to, or Mr. Woods had suggested that if the dam was taken down and the water problem subsided, then that would be a good solution.
Okay,
If an actual permit for the beaver removal has to happen, that does go through the Board of Health process. And if there's dams that have to come down, then that goes through a second process with the conservation.
okay.
So I think this is honestly a really creative solution to try to work with wildlife and see if taking down this particular dam resolves the problem. So
Okay.
I think this is a good thing to consider.
Questions?
I'm still confused about, like, what our action is, that, like, what we would be approving, or,
I think if I understand the process, they're looking for our blessing to remove the actual dam.
and, like, Fish and Wildlife, or isn't, sorry, whatever the Massachusetts Department of Wildlife is called, would or would not be involved in that.
I think that's a great question.
It sounds like possibly they'll be involved, right?
So I think it's a local conservation. My understanding is local conservation has authority over it.
So we have concurrent jurisdiction?
Yes, so ours would be for the beavers and yours would be for the beaver dam
Okay,
removal.
sure.
So if this is something, normally we have the beaver, emergency beaver permit first, and then there's an additional conservation approval on it.
Gotcha.
But in this case, trying something a little bit different, trying to work with wildlife.
Sure.
Remove the dam and see if that resolves the problem.
Well, they're gonna build it somewhere else, hopefully not in the same place. And then at that point, if they do, if they haven't learned their lesson, then I guess we'll have to take other steps. So in that case, is there a motion to give the water department permission to physically remove the beaver dam in the vicinity of Walsh Avenue?
I say we give the water department
permission to physically remove the dam.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Don't stick out your tongue at me.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I'm just literally biting my tongue, but
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay.
Just for my future education, through the chair, what is the emergency beaver permit? Is to actually physically remove the beaver? Or is it, what is that? You were talking about that's the, one of the typical, could you just describe what that is?
I'm assuming they would kill.
Yeah, is it for relocation? Is it for euthanasia?
They can't relocate the animals,
Okay.
so they would be euthanized.
So relocation is never an option, is what you're
No.
saying?
For the beaver, so the 10-day emergency beaver permit is to trap and use the particular ways that they would do that. So there's leg hold traps, there's certain traps that they use to do that process. And you have to get the permit. It's good for 10 days, and that is done through that process. So we always go out to determine through the site visit, is there an actual problem? I do see flooding, and I do understand why the homeowner called.
Yeah.
From that visit that we did approximately a week and a half or so ago, Mr. Woods has described that there is more flooding because of the rain and precipitation that has happened.
And besides the emergency permit, is there any other process that allows relocation or any other means besides euthanasia?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
If I can speak through the chair.
Please.
Sometimes they use a system called a beaver deceiver. There's a company in Vermont that does it, and what they do is they install this kind of piping and different things that when the dam gets breached and taken down, they can't hear the water flow, and if they can't hear the water flow, they won't rebuild the dam. So sometimes they will actually stay. It depends. There's a lot of research online, you can look it up, but it's one of the methods they use where they can actually keep the beavers where they are. It depends, I think, on the size and scope of the project, but
But that still means taking the dam down.
taking the dam down, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
That's a question.
personally, if we can avoid killing the animals, that would be my preference.
Right.
You know, so, and I think what your approach would mean that they would not be killed or trapped. So, there was a motion, there was a second from Mark. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Do I need to report back?
No,
Nope.
no, we'll send you, it'll be in our minutes, but you are
Okay.
free to proceed.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thanks.
You too. Okay.
Through the chair,
Yes, sir.
I do have, you all have a copy of this major land disturbance permit application for 25 Vinyl. It's on the back
Yes.
page, one of the suggestions there, general engineering comments number 2
Okay.
for the chain link fence. I knew I had it in here, I just had to dig around a little for it.
Okay, no problem. All right, what else do we have to do? We've received all of these extension requests from the Highway Department. And some of these go back a long time. Adam, are you here for that? Okay. So Tom, are we just being asked to approve these extensions? They're not going to provide any sort of presentation or explanation?
Correct. Correct, they're just looking to,
Okay.
I think this is more like a blanket
Okay, well, we've got three.
blanket application to do like maintenance, that kind of thing.
Okay. I think, so we have, I believe, two of them. The first one was recorded, excuse me, back in, back in 2008. Did they ever come back to extend it before the end of 2011? Hold on a second. I see it here. So actually, the original order of conditions was issued back in 2008. We had given them a previous extension permit that expired actually on October 27th of 2024. So I guess my question would be, did they actually form, excuse me, apologize. Did they actually file a specific request to extend this permit again, or did they just submit or give you the extension permit indicating that it expired in October of 2024?
I believe they wanted to let us know that it was expiring, but they wanted to
Okay, all right.
get an extension on it.
I understand that. I'm just saying that there should have been a form or an application to do that. But I'm prepared to put it to a vote if the commission will agree. So,
Mike,
Can
you
my
mean
road
like
be one
this?
of them that they fix?
I'm sorry?
I just wonder if my road can be one of them that they fix. Just wondering.
that's a different issue.
But this is the form, just but like a more updated.
I have a bigger one. too.
Is that, but like a current one is
I'm
what you're
saying,
looking for?
that's exactly what I'm saying,
Okay.
because we approved this back in, it was last extended 2018. I can't even tell you when this was. Hold on. This was recorded in June of 2020 with the expiration of October of 2024. In any event, how much time are they looking for? 3 years?
Likely 3 years, correct.
All right. So we can make it retroactive to the expiration date of October 27th. So is there a motion to approve the Highway Department's request to extend the order conditions for various road projects for a period of 3 years through October 27 or thereabouts of 2027?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
Is there any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote.
And to go with that through the chair,
Yes.
I do have a copy of a recent Third Permit Extension Act enacted by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey,
Okay.
basically for all the different boards for a term of 2 years, so that any extension looking
That
back...
expired, they get a grace period.
Correct.
Okay, good, excellent. All right, we received a letter from Michael Walsh concerning the annual oil and water separator maintenance, which he's required to do under the notice, the order conditions we issued. I think you can review that at your letter.
Yep,
Yes?
I did.
Okay,
Good.
okay, we don't have to act on it.
Nope.
And then we had gotten a request for, request for an order, excuse me, request for a certificate of compliance for 360 Thompson Road. I do note, though, that in the conditions, the applicant was supposed to provide us with an as-built plan. And I presume we did not get an as-built, did we?
I think it's 195 Rochdale Street, right?
Yeah, that's need
Yeah.
to make a correction here, so the actual address is 195.
The
Rochdale.
applicant is a 360 Thompson Road.
Correct.
That must be Mr. Wallace's engineers or whatever. But yeah, the property is 195 Rochdale Street. So thank you for that.
Yes, we did not receive an as-built plan with this application.
Okay, so I think, because, you know, it's a condition that was in our, an order of conditions, I think the Ms. Bankowski and Ms. Healy should be advised that we need an as-built before we can consider the order, the request for a certificate of compliance. So we can draft a letter to that effect. Okay, and then we have some other meeting minutes. So. The next set of meeting minutes, I believe, are for August 28th, right. The meeting minutes of August 28th, 2024, as prepared.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Abstain.
Aye. Opposed, and one abstention. Very good. Okay. The next set's for September 11th. Does anyone have any changes? Okay. Is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes of September 11, 2024?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
And Mark, too. Okay, very good. It's a vote. The next set of meeting minutes is for September 25 of 2024. Any proposed changes to the meeting minutes for September 25?
No.
Okay,
I propose that we accept September 25th meeting minutes
as presented.
as presented.
Sure, is there a
That's the
second?
word.
A second?
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, it's a vote. Okay. Our next set of meeting minutes is for October 9th. I did have one correction, actually two corrections. So on the discussion with regard to Mr. Goodman, so it's the middle of the back of the second page. There's just a typo. The fine should be 8,500 instead of 7,500. And then on the next page, this is the discussion regarding 47 Rockland Road. The statement, it's about halfway down the second paragraph where it says, Mr. Garland mentioned applicant needs to get filings earlier than 24 hours before meeting. I think applicant should, I think it should be commission instead of applicant. And other than that, I have no other changes to the meeting minutes of October 9th. Is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes for October 9th as amended?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Abstain.
and you have to abstain too.
Abstain.
So, okay, who made the motion to accept the meeting minutes?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I can't do
Okay.
that.
I make a motion to accept the meetings for October 9th with corrections.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, very good. Again, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstentions, very good. Okay, it's a vote. Okay, the next meeting minutes are for October 23rd. I also had just one minor correction. On the bottom of page 2, Michael Marinus, it said applicant wants continuance until further notice from applicant. I would just cross. If there are no other corrections to the meeting minutes for October 23rd, is there a motion to accept them as amended?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed?
Abstain.
And 2 abstentions. Very good. It's a vote. And then for the meeting minutes for November 6th of 2024, I had, again, a minor correction. It's actually the bottom of page 2. It's actually the last sentence where he says he wants this resolved as it costs money every time Ms. O'Donnell shows up. Everything costs money. Well, I would just cross out everything costs money. Because
That was a quote through the chair. That was a quote, I apologize.
I understand that, but I disagree with that. Everything does not cost money. Some things actually are free. But perhaps not Ms. O'Donnell, so I don't care. In any event, if there are no other corrections, is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes for November 6th as amended?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
You can't. I'm sorry, you
Oh.
can because you were
Yeah.
present remotely.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, abstentions, it's a vote. All right, we have to do a notice of intent for Mr. Goodman, or for his company. Now, I can tell that Ms. Colress had
Langley,
concerns.
yeah.
And I think it's very simple. We make the notice of intent conditioned on the check clearing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. So if
'Cause
that
I
check,
think we had a problem
if
with
that
that
check,
before.
you know, bounces like a ball, then, you
If
know,
that's
the
what I'm
notice doesn't get
thinking.
issued. You know, But I think
But hey.
we are smarter than the average beaver, or
Uh-huh.
maybe even the average beaver. So, okay, who wants to take a crack at the notice of intent?
Wait, I'm sorry, which one are we talking about?
This is 7-9 Maria Avenue, maybe 7 Maria Avenue. This
I
is
think the doctor should do it. I
the
think
doctor.
Dr. Langley should do it.
I can't find, so, okay, first I want to clarify, I know I was the one who said to close the meeting, but we did actually get a notice of intent for this because I couldn't find it in my files.
Oh, yeah.
We did actually get
We
it.
did, oh, without a
I
doubt.
can't find it either.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have one either.
Why not? I mean, that's, what, disappeared? Someone
I
broke
don't
into your
have
house and
it.
took?
I like legit don't have it. So I don't know
Well,
what to tell
you know, I'll tell you what, we have 21 days. We have 21 days to make a decision on this.
Okay,
So in the meantime, we can deposit Mr. Goodman's check,
okay.
and then if it clears,
And we can do it on the 8th,
that's what I'm saying.
and then I'll have
Is that
my
21
book.
days?
Well, today's the 11th, so I
That's-
don't know.
it's- No, we have to act on
It's
it.
20?
We have to act on
28.
it tonight.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, do you have your, I don't have my stuff with
Does
me. I
that-
was running out
Do you
of the
have the
house.
special conditions?
I have it in.
Tom, you are my hero. I don't have anything with me.
I mean, the issue with that property, of course, is that's
I
that's
remember
steep
what it
slope,
looks
and I
like,
know
though.
you
I remember what
were
it looks like.
opposed to putting in riprap.
I was interested in hearing proposals for alternatives.
Did we
to
get
it.
any?
No, we didn't,
I didn't think so.
so.
Yeah, I mean,
Would anybody like copies through the chair of the special
I
conditions?
have it in my book,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I ran out of the house because,
so you know what? You can do it.
yeah, great.
Okay,
I don't have any of the work in front of me, but,
okay, so I presume you're gonna issue, or you're gonna follow a motion to issue a standard order plus,
plus,
yeah?
1,
Bless you.
God
Uh,
2,
Okay,
3,
okay. Can I have a copy, Tom?
Absolutely.
Thank you, because I couldn't find my stuff either.
replication shall be approved, what replication?
There's no replication.
No. Emergency 5,
Thank you. Okay. Yep,
no riprap, this order condition shall be subject, okay. 8,
how about 7?
there's riprap there?
That slope needs to be armored.
So we're gonna put riprap in the slope,
Yep.
okay, all right, 7.
Yep.
Uh,
8,
8,
maybe?
9,
Yeah. I don't think there are any rare or endangered species there. So, your motion would be to issue the standard order plus 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9.
yep.
See if there's anything else that applies. Yeah, because we have all these, oh, okay, why don't you turn to the next page?
Okay.
You think 11
Oh,
applies?
yeah, definitely 11.
Okay.
Absolutely 11.
How about 15? See, this is the new
There's a
improved.
15?
Wait, there's that the application or landowner is prohibited from further alteration of the wetland restoration areas mitigated or
Do you remember
mitigated
when Allison
conditions.
Holmes
12.
was on the commission? We issued all
12.
these other.
I thought we
Well-
discussed them, I didn't know we actually
Yeah,
ever.
we actually did.
Well, they're in the folder, so I put them in there, so now
No, we did
have-
vote on these,
Oh.
but it was probably, was it before COVID even? It must have been
I think
before
so,
COVID.
yeah.
so-
Okay, because I
So
only
I
have
thought-
to 14, so I definitely need a copy.
So we will
first.
make sure you get updated copies, because
I don't have this, no. Nope, this is all new.
I'm
Well,
fine
you're
with
looking at them,
these.
right?
Yeah, I'm looking at
So,
them, I'm reading them. I think 12, though, right,
Okay,
with that?
you can put 12 in, sure. You're making the motion.
Yeah, I can do anything I want, right?
Well, not anything. I wouldn't, don't get nice here. How about
Hold on.
how about 15?
Okay.
Definitely 15,
Okay.
yep. Somebody writing this down, because
I got
I'm
them. Yeah, yeah.
willy-nilly right now.
Tom's doing it.
I'm doing
Okay,
it.
all right, cool.
How about 17?
Yep, 17.
Okay. How about number 20?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Hold on. It's responsible to the applicant to completely any review required by all agencies and services. 19 is a big one.
No, 20.
I know, but I was reading 19. Hold
Okay.
on. There's multiple parts. Yep, 20.
How about,
No materials are placed or dispersed in areas within the jurisdiction of activities subject to the conditions specified in plans. I don't know. I think 21 too, because
okay. And also, how about 23?
yes, definitely 23.
And how about,
But what are we gonna, hold on, with 23, what are we gonna do with all the stuff that's already dumped there?
well, they made the problem with the tree stumps was that removing them could actually cause more damage.
Make it worse.
So
So we
we're
have
not-
to we're gonna put that in there, but now,
Well,
Say no more?
We're saying no more. That's what that 23 means, I believe. And I think if you're going to do 23, you might as well do 24 too.
Yeah, 24.
Okay.
Holy cow. Holy.
Yeah, we actually approved a lot of these. I would also, if you're on the, I'm up to like 29.
You read much faster, obviously.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Declaring budget included. Yeah, this would have been a good, 28 would have been a good one before, but.
Mhm.
That ship has sailed on 30.
All right, I
Okay.
think we're good.
All right, so your motion would be standard order plus 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 15, 17, 20, 21, 23, 24, and 29.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, oh, and also, for the record specifically, that the order of conditions shall not be issued until the applicant's check
Clears.
for the fine of $2,500 clears. And we can actually make that a condition too.
Yep.
Okay, so your motion, second, as amended, for the provision that the $2,500 check clear. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. All right. And is there an, oh, so we need to reorganize, also because Tom has has moved on to be the coordinator for land use. We need a new vice chairman, and I have someone in mind, Megan.
Is that why you put me in the seat?
I didn't put you in the seat, you volunteered to go in the seat. Now, yes, but, now I know what you're gonna say. So,
Okay.
but we can wait until, we need to formally reorganize, we can do that at our next meeting on January 8th. And, you know, if you don't want to accept that position, I understand. You will not be allowed to sit there though any further. So-
No, I plan on accepting.
Okay, wonderful. Fantastic.
I would like,
You know, it doesn't come with like any perks,
no,
I'm sorry.
No, I just mean,
You don't get a car?
some further, what am I looking for?
Instruction?
Instruction, yes,
Okay.
like preparation for the, you know, eventuality that I actually do have to run a meeting. I feel like I could use some,
It's not hard.
you say that, but it terrifies me slightly, so, but yes, I'll be going to the conference.
Okay.
So, I mean, terrifies is a strong word.
I mean,
I feel slightly unprepared in some ways.
It's
I'd
Robert
like to be
rules.
more prepared.
I'm happy to assist you with that. It's Robert's
Okay.
Rules of Order, it's not really difficult.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
So, is there any other business? Okay. In that case, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed to vote?